Welcome to Epochs Across Eras, where we explore the grand ambitions, bold reforms, and dramatic collapses that changed history. In our journey through the Han Dynasty, we now come to a brief but explosive chapter, an empire interrupted by one man's vision for a better world. Wang Mang, a scholar and idealist, rose from court official to emperor. He promised fairness, equality, and a return to ancient virtue. But ideals clashed with reality. In this episode, we explore how a revolution became a disaster and how the Han Dynasty clawed its way back from the brink. What happens when a reformer becomes a ruler? Wang Mang promised to fix the empire, redistribute land, stabilize the currency, and return to Confucian ideals. But within a few years, China was drowning in famine, floods, and rebellion. His Xin Dynasty was meant to be a new beginning. Instead, it became one of the most spectacular failures in Chinese history. Today, we uncover the rise of a utopian emperor and why good intentions weren't enough to save him. Wang Mang was born into an elite but declining family around 45 BCE. Though his relatives were powerful, Wang gained a reputation as a modest, principled Confucian. He refused luxury, read ancient texts, and appeared as the ideal gentleman official. Rising through the ranks under the Han, he eventually became regent for child emperors, controlling the court from behind the scenes. He curried favour with scholars and commoners, restoring rituals, funding charities, and winning public support. In 9 CE, Wang Mang officially declared the end of the Han Dynasty and the start of the Xin, new dynasty. He claimed the mandate of heaven had passed to him, as the Han had lost virtue. At first, many believed him. Wang Mang was deeply influenced by ancient texts and idealized the Zhou dynasty's moral order. He launched sweeping reforms to restore that imagined golden age. Land nationalization. All land became state property to be redivided among farmers. Abolition of slavery. He attempted to ban slave ownership entirely. Price controls. Government set limits on grain prices and established state monopolies. Currency reform. He introduced complex new coins, many unworkable in daily trade. His intentions were noble: fight corruption, reduce inequality, and empower the poor. But implementation was a disaster. Local officials resisted, landowners ignored decrees, the bureaucracy was overwhelmed by change. In 11 CE, a catastrophic flood shifted the Yellow River's course, devastating key agricultural regions. Crops failed, famine spread, refugees roamed the countryside. Wang Mang's government was unprepared. His rigid policies made it worse. Farmers couldn't sell food freely. Relief was slow or mismanaged. The people turned desperate and angry. This disaster became the breaking point. Uprisings erupted across the empire, led by charismatic leaders promising justice or revenge. The most famous were the Red Eyebrows, named for the crimson paint they wore in battle. By the mid-teens CE, the empire was engulfed in rebellion. Wang Mang fortified the capital, Chang'an, but it was only a matter of time. In 23 CE, a rebel army led by Liu Xuan, claiming Han royal descent, stormed the city. Wang Mang refused to flee. He made a final stand in the imperial palace. According to some accounts, he was killed by a soldier's spear while still issuing decrees. The Xin dynasty ended after just 14 years. After Wang Mang's death, Han loyalists regrouped under Liu Xiu, later known as Emperor Guangwu. In 25 CE, he officially restored the Han Dynasty, beginning the era known as the Eastern Han. Though much of the old order returned, Wang Mang's failed reforms remained a cautionary tale. Some of his ideas, land redistribution, state monopolies, moral governance, would inspire reformers for centuries. But his downfall also showed how fragile an empire becomes when ideals ignore practical realities. Wang Mang's reign was brief but unforgettable. He was a visionary and a cautionary figure. His fall reminds us that reform without consensus breeds resistance, that bureaucracy can stifle even the best ideas, that noble aims can collapse under poor execution. And yet, Wang Mang wasn't a villain. He believed in a better China. He tried to govern by Confucian virtue, not fear. His tragedy wasn't tyranny. It was idealism unmoored from the world it tried to fix. In the end, the Han returned, but the memory of a scholar emperor who reached too far would linger. In our next episode, we'll meet Emperor Guangwu and explore how he rebuilt a broken empire from the ashes. Thank you for watching Epochs Across Eras. If you enjoyed this journey through history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Let's keep exploring the past to uncover the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the epochs that define us all.